All right. Hello, and thank you for joining us. My name is Mary Lou Harris, and I am pleased to bring you this class this evening titled You Do Not Have to Live with Anxiety. So we will wait just a second to see if people are finished jumping on. Looking at a couple minutes before 5, but this is being recorded. So if you join late, just you're more than welcome to jump onto the recording and watch from the beginning. So I actually created this class back when things were still normal. If you are on live tonight, you know we are in very unusual times. So 40% of the US population admits to suffering from anxious feelings throughout the day. So again, think that I created this class and that stat comes back from December and January. And we are now in April of 2020, and we are in a nationwide pandemic quarantine situation. So, how big do you think that number is now? I'm going to guess that it's way higher. Um, we were in the midst of what I feel was an anxiety epidemic before the world kind of fell apart in the last couple months. So I'm guessing that right now everyone would probably admit to feeling anxious, at least occasionally. This is a topic that is important to me because not only do I see a lot of people affected by it, it rears its ugly head in my own house. So I have anxiety as well as some of my family members. So just really proud to bring you this class today. So if you do not know me, you will refer to this, or we have not had the pleasure of meeting in person. My name is Mary Lou Harris, and I am a certified holistic health coach. I do offer up my website and my cell phone number to you here, so you can text or call anytime. I do free discovery calls. Those take about 30 minutes, and there's no obligation. We can just sit down and chat about what's going on with you and what you want to work on and what is important. So I always start each one of my classes by going over my credentials because over the years I've literally done hundreds of hours of research and received numerous certifications, mainly to save my own life. So I did all of the coursework as part of my journey to getting well, and it took me way too long because I didn't have anybody to help me. So it gave me an empathetic heart to uh, coach my clients. And believe me, when you study information to save your own life, you retain it. And I became very passionate about natural wellness because it was such a life changer for me. So I do kind of look at this as my calling. Um, so I am really happy that one of the companies that I very carefully selected to represent has given this anxiety crisis the attention that I think it deserves. So please allow me to introduce you to the Adaptive product line. So Adaptive is actually a system, and it is made to work best together. But there are three components. The first is a handy gel cap that you can take before bed or during the day. It helps you feel more capable of dealing with stress that comes throughout your day. Some people enjoy taking it right before bed because they feel more relaxed when they take it. Others actually can feel stimulated from it. So I warn everybody that they need to see how it best works for them. I usually recommend that we start this protocol on a weekend. Um, or I guess now we're in a quarantine. It really doesn't matter if you need a nap during the day, right? So you can really see how it affects you personally before you decide when to take it. So I kind of love that it is flexible like that. So there's also an aromatic component to the adaptive system, and it is an essential oil blend that is the calming blend. And this is for you to run in your diffuser day and night for a consistent delivery of a very calming essential oil blend created for people who are feeling anxious. I love it. It also comes in a handy roller to keep in your pocket or in your purse to use when you feel triggered by something and you need a little bit of extra support to get you through a trigger or a situation. So we'll get into just a little bit of science behind adaptive. So our lives are stressful. Even good lives have, period. Whether it's a good life or a life in need of some improvements, stress surrounds us with work, bills to pay, kids, social media comparisons, constant contact with our cell phones, relationships are stressful, even good relationships with our parents, our children, our significant others. So they're stressors. The list of stressors is very, very long. So we have now, we've got this virus to worry about. We're in a quarantine situation. Everything feels really, really uncertain. So I think a lot of people right now can resonate to this young lady sitting here in this picture, feeling and looking very overwhelmed. So we get constant stressors in our life, which are physiological changes, autonomic responses, chemical changes that occur in the brain mostly, but also in the body. And then we have variables that stress us, and they can vary by what's causing them. Again, I mentioned triggers, what's triggering anxiety, how long do they last, and what is the intensity of these variable stressors in our life. So when we talk about optimum mental wellness, there are cofactors that we need in our brain for this optimum mental wellness. So a cofactor is kind of a fancy word for a helper for a system or a biochemical transformation. So neurotransmitters are key cofactors in our brain. And one of the neurotransmitters that we're talking about today when it comes to anxiety is a deficiency in serotonin can lead to anxious feelings, to feelings of intense sadness. So serotonin is our happy hormone, for lack of a better word. And when we lack serotonin, we can even see sleep issues come into the equation because the brain turns serotonin into melatonin as we fall asleep. We've heard about melatonin, right, for sleep. And then the melatonin converts back to serotonin as we wake up. So a deficiency in serotonin can lead to, again, not only anxiety, sadness, but also sleep issues, which then causes a whole other myriad of health issues. So we want to support the neurotransmitter of serotonin in our brain. Another really important cofactor is the neurotransmitter called GABA. And that is an acronym for gamma aminobutyric acid. So I just call it GABA because I have a really hard time saying that long word. But GABA is the neurotransmitter that helps us deal with anxious feelings when those kick in. So an overstimulation of neurons can lead to anxious feelings. So the neurotransmitter of GABA kind of comes to the rescue when that happens and helps us to feel more calm. So serotonin and GABA are great neurotransmitters to have, especially in a release, but we need alkaloids in the brain as well to support the body's ability to sustain these cofactors, the serotonin and the GABA. So we need those as well. And then we need essential fatty acids because those are critical elements to support brain function and structure. So, the omega-3s and 6s. So listen to this stat. 80% of the population is 80% deficient in fatty acids. Let me repeat that. 80% of the population is 80% deficient in the fatty acids that the brain needs as a cofactor to deal with everything. So if we are not getting enough fatty acids in the omega-3s and 6s, then we are going to feel more anxious. And I think that's probably a lot of us. So the supplement component of the adaptive system is a supplement like none I've ever seen before, because it combines these cofactors, the GABA especially. It's a naturally sourced form of GABA with scaletium root, also a word I struggle with, which is an alkaloid that sustains the neurotransmitters that we talked about. Ahi flower is a plant-based omega-3, so this is a vegan product. There's no fish in the omega-3s that are in the adaptive capsule. And there are also some essential oils in here that are ingestible that we can use to help inspire serotonin production in the brain. So we're producing it more, we're sustaining it better, we're feeding our brain these good fatty acids. So like I said, this supplement is just very, very unique in that way. So we want to stress less, right? So this is the stress less routine that you can do. You take one of the gel caps internally, you diffuse the oil blend, and you roll the roller over your heart, the back of your neck. I like to wear it on the inside of my wrists, on the inside of my elbow creases. Even at night before bed, I'll roll it across my chest. So this is just a breakdown of that little protocol here. Super easy, right? And so when we use the whole system, we are targeting not only the systemic pathways that need support for anxiety, which is the neurological and the biochemical pathways, but we're also positively impacting the limbic system by aromatically and topically enjoying the essential oils that are helping us with these triggers again and influencing better behavior, better thought, and better emotion. So there's actually clinical research findings available for this system, and those were done at the Salt Lake Behavioral Research Center. So if anybody's interested in those findings, I'd be happy to forward those on as well. So you do have options. I am not a one-size-fits-all health coach. So if essential oils aren't your thing, we can do this completely with supplements that you ingest. We would want to still take the adaptive supplement, but I actually have now an internal organic liposomal patented CBD oil that's really, really amazing for anxiety, and a new supplement that I have found that is also liposomal and very bioavailable, that is all of the nourishment that feeds the brain. So getting good sleep is also really important for our anxiety levels, because let's face it, whether it's just regular everyday stress or true anxiety, don't you just handle everything better when you get a good night's sleep? So somebody that is looking to improve their sleep, which is usually everybody, again, with anxiety issues, because anxiety is usually paired with a lack of serotonin, and the lack of serotonin creates a lack of melatonin. As I explained earlier, serotonin converts to melatonin and then back to serotonin as we go through our sleep cycle every night. So getting good sleep is so important. I actually have a website specific to sleep. I can send that to you if you are interested in looking at that. But the way this system works is adaptive, kind of quiets the mind, turns off that noisy brain, if you will. The Serenity gel caps are essential oils and flowers that help you fall asleep and stay asleep, and just keep you calm. So adaptive in combination with Serenity is a really great sleep tool. Again, the CBD oil can be put in the mix as well for people that have really severe anxiety. This is THC free. It comes from the hemp plant, not from the marijuana plant. Totally THC free, guaranteed. And then if you see the product on the right here, this is a sleep spray that I found that is really giving me probably the best night's sleep I've had as an adult. So I combine I personally don't take the adaptive gel caps. I do use the adaptive essential oil, but I take the Serenity gel caps at night. I do take the CBD oil during the day if I feel stressed, and then I do use the sleep spray every night before bed, and it is lights out until the sun comes up in the next morning and wakes me up, and I wake up feeling rested and kind of ready to start my day. So if you're not feeling rested when you wake up and you don't feel like, tackling the day when your feet hit the floor, let's have a subsequent conversation about that. And then supplementation. I also have a variety of options for you there. Everything that I ever suggest is organic or better. Whole food based supplements, not chemicals. These are actually plant derived. They are bioavailable, which means your system can immediately put them to great use, just like the foods that you're eating, but better. So I do recommend an organic diet as much as possible. That's also something that's good to lower the toxic load in the body, is good for stress reduction and relief from anxiety. But if you feed the body right and appropriately supplement the body, you are going to find that every system in your body works better, because a properly nourished body does everything better, including handle anxiety. So nutrition and supplements are a whole nother webinar we can get into. I'm happy to talk with you more about your specific needs if you reach out to me. So again, I just want to close by saying you do not have to live with anxiety. This has been a very brief overview. So let's talk more if you want to. If you want to know more, if you want to work on something specific, I do now offer Zoom health coaching appointments at a much reduced pricing, since we're not getting together in person, and the drive time and office expense isn't factored in there. So I am able to do Zoom holistic health coaching at a greatly reduced rate. So please reach out. You've got my contact information, and I will walk you down this path of good natural health, sustainable natural health, because it is something that I can show you is very simple, especially when we work together just for a little bit on the front end. And I look forward to helping you. My name is Mary Lou Harris. Again, I am a certified essential oils and holistic health coach with awesome natural healing, and I'm here to help you feel better naturally. Thanks for joining this meeting. Please feel free to share this webinar and the YouTube link to anybody that you know that might need some help with this topic as well. Take care and be well. Thank you.